Today, I'm taking you on a journey to a place where reality meets the unknown, where an island hides secrets that should never be uncovered. In this video, we'll dive into the chilling tale of the island, a story of mystery, fear, and the terrifying unknown. What happens when two friends stumble upon a place where no one returns? Stay tuned and don't miss a second of this dark, twisted adventure.
The island. The night was thick with darkness. The moon played hide and seek behind heavy clouds, casting fleeting glimmers of light across the restless waves. The only sound was the relentless crash of the ocean against the boat. Inside the small vessel, Sam sat tense, his heart racing with anticipation. He couldn't shake off the eerie feeling that had settled in ever since he heard about the island, a tiny, uncharted speck in the middle of the Pacific. No one went there anymore, not after the disappearances. Local legends claimed the place was cursed, haunted even, and those who dared set foot on the island never came back. Naturally, that's exactly why Sam wanted to go. A seasoned journalist, Sam thrived on unraveling mysteries. He had a reputation for digging deep into things that others found too dangerous or too strange to investigate. And when his old friend Mike, an investigative journalist from LA, had mentioned the island during one of their late-night bar meetups, Sam's curiosity was instantly piqued. Mike, however, was less enthusiastic. "Dude, are you really serious about this?" Mike had asked when Sam suggested they go check it out. "The stories, man. People vanish there. No trace, no nothing. It's like Bermuda Triangle stuff." Sam had laughed it off. "Come on, Mike. You know better than anyone. There's always a rational explanation. Ghosts don't exist. There's something on that island, something real, and I want to find out what it is." Despite his reservations, Mike had agreed to come along. Now, as the island loomed in the distance under the pale light of the moon, both men felt an icy chill creeping up their spines. The boat's captain, a grizzled old man with more years on the sea than either of them could guess, slowed the boat. "This is as far as I go," he said gruffly. "I don't care how much you're paying me. You step foot on that island, you're on your own. I'll be back at dawn. If you ain't here, I'm leaving without you." Sam exchanged a glance with Mike, and they both nodded. "We'll be back," Sam said confidently, though a flicker of doubt crossed his mind. They climbed out of the boat, their boots sinking into the wet sand of the island's shore. The air was thick and still, not a whisper of wind. An odd silence blanketed the island, broken only by the distant roar of the ocean. As they looked around, it became clear that this place hadn't seen human life in decades. Overgrown foliage and gnarled trees stretched out before them, leading into the dense jungle that hid the island's interior. "This place feels wrong," Mike muttered, already regretting his decision to join the expedition. "Come on, Mike. It's just a bunch of old stories. We've got this." Sam led the way, heading toward the jungle. The further they walked, the stranger the island became. The trees were twisted, their branches like skeletal arms reaching toward the sky. Every now and then they spotted markings in the dirt, symbols etched into the earth that neither of them could decipher. "You ever seen anything like this?" Mike asked, crouching to examine one of the markings. "It looks ancient." "Nope," Sam replied, snapping a photo of it. "But it's definitely not random. Someone or something made these on purpose." As they ventured deeper into the jungle, the oppressive silence weighed heavier on them. The wind had completely died, and even the birds and insects were nowhere to be heard. The only sound was the crunch of their boots against the undergrowth. And then, suddenly, a low, deep hum filled the air. Both men stopped dead in their tracks. The sound seemed to come from beneath them, vibrating through the ground as if something ancient and powerful was stirring below. "What the hell was that?" Mike whispered, his voice barely audible. Sam swallowed, trying to shake the feeling of dread creeping up his spine. "I don't know, but we need to keep moving." They pushed forward, the jungle growing thicker around them until they stumbled upon what looked like the ruins of an old temple. Half buried in the undergrowth, the stone structure was barely standing, crumbling with age. In front of the temple stood a large statue, its features worn down by time, but its eyes seemed to glow faintly in the dark as if watching them. "I don't like this," Mike said, backing away. "That statue is creeping me out." Sam was drawn to it, though. There was something about it, something unsettling yet hypnotic. As he moved closer, he could see that the statue's mouth was twisted into a strange, knowing smile. Suddenly the hum grew louder, more intense. The ground beneath them trembled. Mike grabbed Sam's arm. "We need to get out of here now." Before Sam could respond, a figure appeared in the shadows just beyond the temple. It was barely visible at first, a silhouette in the mist that had begun to rise around them. But as it moved closer, they could see it wasn't human. Its eyes burned with an unnatural light, and it moved without touching the ground, floating silently toward them. "Sam, what is that?" Mike's voice was shaking now. Sam couldn't speak. His heart raced, his body frozen in fear. The figure came closer, its form becoming clearer. It looked like a man, but distorted, twisted. Its face was gaunt, skin stretched tight over sharp bones, and its eyes, those fiery eyes, bore into them. "You should not have come here," the figure said, its voice echoing as if it came from deep within the earth. Without thinking, Sam grabbed Mike and they both bolted, running blindly through the jungle. But the island wasn't done with them. No matter which way they turned, the path seemed to twist and loop back on itself. Every route brought them back to the temple, back to the statue with its glowing eyes and sinister grin. "We're trapped," Mike panted, panic rising in his voice. "No, there has to be a way out," Sam shouted, though he wasn't sure if he believed it himself. But before they could run again, the figure reappeared. This time, there were more of them. Dozens of shadowy figures surrounded the temple, their eyes glowing in the mist. Mike stepped back, terror overtaking him. This can't be happening. The ground shook violently beneath them. The hum turned into a deafening roar, and the statue's eyes blazed with an unholy fire. Everything went black. The next morning, a fishing boat approached the island. The captain had come back as promised, but when he arrived at the shore, the island was silent. The boat Sam and Mike had taken was still there, drifting by the shore, but there was no sign of either man. The captain sighed and shook his head. "They never listen," he muttered under his breath. The island, shrouded once again in mist, stood silent and foreboding. Whatever had happened there, the secret would remain buried. Another mystery lost to the island's eternal silence.
That's the story of the island, a place where mysteries lurk in the shadows and no one knows what truly waits beneath the fog. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more thrilling tales. And tell me, would you dare to set foot on the island? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, some mysteries are best left undiscovered.